Hey everybody, Duck Number 8 Wooden Railway here, and today we're going to review The Great Discovery. I'll always say that title with Pierce Brosnan's voice. The Great Discovery is the third film of the show, and it was produced in 2008. An awesome movie. I love this film. It is distributed by Lionsgate, because this is when Lionsgate started. There's still one more Anchor Bay DVD left, that being Rusty to the Rescue, but then Lionsgate takes over. And this is told by Pierce Brosnan. The front has like an orangish compass background. These circles are compasses, and you have the letter N for north, I think. You have a gold and yellowish title saying The Great Discovery, the movie. You have a picture of Thomas behind some trees, I think. White writing saying a roller coaster ride of a movie, and Sir Topham Hatt, controller of the railway. And down here are circles from like two scenes of the film. This one is when Thomas was avoiding the bridge collapse, and this one is the opening of Great Waterton. The spine has the gold and yellowish title with still that orangish background. You have a Thomas portrait from the front of the cover. I do apologize if you can't see it that well, because when I purchased this, I didn't take the tag off. And the distributed by Lionsgate logo down there at the bottom. And the back has that like orangish background again with the yellowish gold title. You have a red writing saying a heartwarming new adventure about friendship and cooperation, I guess by Nell Minogue, the movie mom. Here is your blurb right here. The menu is right here. It's blue background. I think it's a blue sky maybe. Your two snapshots are here. This one is really funny. It kind of makes me laugh. You have balloons and all the engines at Great Waterton after the scene of the tower destruction. Why is that? That's a sad scene. But seeing the balloons here makes me laugh. And you have this portrait, I think, is from when Thomas did that 360 flip. And here, you have your blurb right here, and you have a picture of Thomas and Stanley. Welcome, Stanley! And your Lionsgate licensing is down here at the bottom. Now, the disc is a squished up version of the front poster, of the front picture, not the front poster art, just the front picture of Thomas behind those trees. And here is, I guess, a little thing that came with it. Friends and favorites all new on DVDs. The best of Barney, Bob the Builder, Fireman Sam, and I guess a compilation of all four of them with Thomas in there. The case is blue. I like this blue case. It looks really, really nice. And the plot of the film is, while preparing for Sodor Day, Thomas follows a track hidden to a hidden town of Great Waterton after Duncan tricks him into going over a dangerous bridge, which he avoids. He then takes a different track to a hidden town called Great Waterton. Everyone tries to get it ready for Sodor Day, but when Sir Topham Hatt gets a new engine from the mainland, after he puts Thomas in charge of all the work for Great Waterton to get this new engine to do his regular job, this new engine is Stanley. Welcome, Stanley! Thomas is jealous of him for doing his jobs, especially when he takes it over after Thomas's accident. Thomas wants to make up for it and wants to be back in charge by shunting an extra long load of trucks for Stanley to take, but Stanley is not strong enough to take those trucks, and his coupling breaks, and the runaway trucks destroys the tower that was just recently built, making everyone upset with Thomas, except for Stanley, who now feels sorry for him, until Thomas goes missing into a flooded mine after he was trying to clear the trucks that Jack and Alfie had finished loading up. But when Thomas is rescued out of the mine, like when he crashes through that wall of bushes and flies over that canyon, He is rescued by Stanley. He apologizes and makes up for it, and they get Great Waterton ready for Sodor Day. So the characters introduced are the Silver Tank Engine, Stanley. Welcome, Stanley! And the characters I have here are Thomas, Stanley, James, Percy, Gordon, Edward, Toby, Henry, Emily, Duncan, Sir Topham Hatt, Jack, and Alfie. Thomas is the main character. Stanley this is his introduction. James, because he had a major role, especially in the opening scene with the race to the wharf. Percy is here because he had major roles in this. Same with Gordon, Edward, Toby, Henry, and Emily. They all tried to help for Sodor Day. Duncan is here because he had a major role in the opening scene at the wharf and played a trick on Thomas to avoid that bridge collapse. Sir Topham Hatt is here because he played major roles in this, and it says there, Sir Topham Hatt, controller of the railway. And Jack and Alfie are here because they were helping to restore the old town of Great Waterton. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts about this film. So, this movie is the best part of the hit era. However, when I saw the trailer for this for the very first time, back in 2008, before this came out, I thought that this movie was going to be terrible because Calling All Engines and seasons 9 to 11 were before it, and they were all terrible. But this movie surprised me for the best. I would definitely prefer this movie over Calling All Engines a lot. This is way better than it. I love how we're learning about Sodor's history of the old town of Great Waterton. My favorite scenes in this movie include the bridge collapse, the tower destruction, the mine scene, and the opening of the town at the end. And the 3 songs for this film are the best hit era songs. Thomas and James are racing to the wharf, There's a Job for Everyone, and Where Oh Where is Thomas. We have no songs in the movie duration until Blue Mountain Mystery. I also love, best of all, even more than these 3 songs on here, what I love even more than them is the end credit song, Thomas, You're the Leader. And I also love how it is sung by an actual singer rather than the children's choir. I love that this movie has lots of characters. Standard gauge, narrow gauge, even the pack are in this. And in the beginning, we have other various characters, that being Madge, who I forgot to mention this when I reviewed Engines and Escapades. I wish she appeared more in the show. And then the news of Thomas being found. You have Terrence, Harvey, Trevor, Birdie, Bill, Ben, Molly, Dennis, Salty, Mavis, Cranky. Lots of characters are in this, and this is very special. They made this a very special film for this. Another big reason why I love this film is because of the narrator, Pierce Brosnan. He did such a great job narrating this film. I even love that at the end of the film, there is even a little interview with him, and I love how he talks about how he loved narrating this. It's like he's telling bedtime stories, and I think that he did a better job in the UK version narrating than Michael Angelis did for the hit era, because his narrating, especially with James and Percy, he sounds really, really loud with them, Michael Angelis. But Pierce Brosnan, I love his quiet voice, how it sounds like that he's telling bedtime stories, and I do like how they had Pierce Brosnan in this, and how they were happy that Pierce Brosnan narrated this. I really love it when he did that. I really wish Pierce Brosnan narrated until Day of the Diesels, because he did such a great job narrating this. His narration is amazing. I love it. King of the Railway is when we have the same narrator for both dubs. If Pierce Brosnan would have narrated it, he would have narrated both the UK and the US dubs. Now, another scene in this movie that people aren't really that convinced about are the Thomas and Stanley at the beginning. But I disagree. I do understand why Thomas was jealous of Stanley, because Thomas, first of all, those are his jobs. I'd be jealous too if somebody took my place with jobs that I really, really liked, And those were Thomas's friends, so I can really blame Thomas for being jealous of Stanley here. And in addition, after Thomas's accident, Stanley is to be in charge. And this really, really upset Thomas. I really felt for Thomas here because he found Great Waterton. It's his job. But I do like how Stanley understood Thomas, and I do like how Thomas realized his mistake after making Stanley pull all those trucks, and when it backfired. I like how Thomas realized that he shouldn't have done that, and now he regretted doing that, and that Stanley now felt sorry for Thomas. And I do like how Stanley really felt sorry for Thomas again when he went missing. And so, yeah. Anyways, this is all I have to say about this wonderful The Great Discovery film. I love it so much. Thank you all very much for watching my review to The Great Discovery. And maybe in a few days, a day or two, stay tuned to Rusty to the Rescue review. Thanks for watching.